My name is Leroy Judge. I'm from Auckland and my territory is Papakura. I've been here just over 12 months. Prior to Jim's Handyman, so just over 12 months ago now, I was in the New Zealand Army as an engineering officer for 10 years. The main reason was, I've grown up with Jim's as a franchise and I've always known it, and it's a trusted brand, and not having business experience myself, it was quite important to go into an already established system, already established brand. It was less risk for me, and one other thing is I really like the customer service priority that Jim puts on all his work, and that's what I've really tried to carry on with as well. So it was during COVID, so it was a little bit different, but it was all online. But that really reinforced my decision to jump on with Jim's. So again, somebody who has no business background, just going through it, getting all the little tidbits and stuff from people who'd been there before, or the franchisors, and getting that support, and also just there's a lot of online material from Jim's and that sort of thing that you can jump on and see other old franchisees and what they've been able to accomplish, and that was kind of hit home for me that I really wanted to jump on. It's been an emotional roller coaster sometimes, but I think it's been a lot easier with Jim's. The support that you get from your franchisor or all the other franchisees as well has been really helpful, just to meet up with them every 6 weeks or so, share experiences, learn from them. Make sure you don't make the same mistakes they did. But overall, the whole 12 months has been really awesome. The amount of growth we've had and the impact we've had on the community already has been awesome. So I find that the handyman industry is lacking a lot of quality, and for us to come in and be able to offer our workmanship guarantee, our quality of work, and for them to have the customer service that Jim's has in place is second to none in the industry that we've got at the moment. And so it's been challenging trying to compete, in terms of pricing with them. But at least when people go with us, they know they are going to get quality and they're going to get the best service over any of the other handymen out there. So to date, we've got 4 employees, so 2 full-time and 2 part-time. They all come from varied backgrounds, which kind of fits our niche. One's a mechanic, and we've got a builder that does some part-time work as well, and a plasterer painter, and then myself, who's kind of from engineering background. So I brought on a kind of admin coordinator because I found that my talents lied in actually being out there on the tools with the customers and quoting, that kind of thing. Whereas the administration side of it, although it's often that painful kind of thing that you have to do, to be able to kind of outsource that to somebody else meant that it helped me get out in the field and actually establish that relationship, build that relationship with the customers better. And also I'm out there with the guys on the tools and making sure they're doing the right thing. And that's always the hardest thing in business. I think when you're starting up, the advice I've got is it's a big investment up front. And the amount of hours I have to put into training the staff up is quite painful at times when you see the numbers. But for me, it's all working towards that end goal, and I've got to keep trying to draw back onto that end goal for me and relay back to that. So, I just want to grow the business to another 2 or 3 people in the next 3 to 5 years. But in the community, I want, like I said, that we had that, have that positive impact on the community. Being known within the community that they are the top quality, the go-to people for all the handyman kind of needs. So for me personally, I'm not a builder by background, I'm an engineer, but there's a lot of work within the scope of what is restricted building work, where you need a qualified carpenter or something like that, and down to putting a shelf on a wall. So anything in between there. Whether that's fixing fences, doing some patios, pergolas, decking, fixing painting some windowsills, that kind of thing. We do a lot of work for property managers as well, which has been a big source of work for us. We do some of the restricted building work as well, because there are other franchisees in the area that are qualified builders, and I've got a retired builder that comes in if I do need to do any of that stuff that we can achieve that within law as well. So often I meet with property managers and they are just run off their feet because they have no time. For a number of reasons, the tenants can often be difficult to deal with or challenging to get hold of. The property owners are fussy with what they want, and also tradespeople in the past that they've worked with, they'll go and do the bare minimum and get paid for it. What I say to the property managers we work for is we achieve that quality first time where we don't have to come back and do it again. So we take care of all the tenant communication, and we make sure that all of our work's quality so that we're not called back, and that's a waste of our time and everyone's time. I guess I didn't have too many expectations from the start, other than kind of started growing a bit when I saw the training and the relationship we've had with the franchisor all the way through. But key to me is those 6 monthly meetings that we have with all the other franchisees. And to have, often when you go into business, from what I hear and from what I've experienced, is it's a very lonely and isolated experience unless you have somebody that you're going through that with. And even your partner sometimes doesn't understand that. But to have another franchisee that's at the same stage you were, or very similar stage, and be able to talk through all those hard stories, or those hard customer experiences you've had. What did you do here? What did you do here? Just before coming here, actually, I had one of the other guys on the phone, be like, hey, what do you think about this? So it's really reassuring to know that whenever you want, you can call up the phone. You've got 10 other people to talk to, and but hey, have you gone through this? How do I do this? Or it depends on. So I guess it depends on what you want out of business. Like I know for the first 3 or 4 months for me, I was working 12, 14 hours a day, but I was really loving it as well. And then after a while, I was like, you know what, like that's not sustainable long term. So that is actually when I brought on the administrator. And that's allowed me to work just Monday to Friday. And often people will ring up and be like, hey, can you come on Saturday? We haven't worked weekends for about 6 months now. And all the quality customers that you want to work with, they appreciate that. They're like, let's do Monday to Friday, that's fine. So yeah, but definitely be able to instill a good work-life balance after some time. Really good, and it just gets better once they know, the community knows that Jim's Handyman is in the community, and that's what we're starting to grow in Auckland and see in Auckland with a lot of leads coming back through the system. But yeah, you also have to take a bit of, be a bit proactive yourself, and go and put some leaflets in the letterbox, that kind of thing. I run our own Instagram and Facebook page and make sure that we're out in the community that way. And that big job that a couple of the big jobs we just finished are actually from Facebook, or where people have seen us elsewhere. A lot of the times they ring up, but hey, like I've seen your van around, like can you come have a look at this? So, actually, we've found the best handymen that we've gotten are the ones that are just really keen to learn. Like they don't necessarily have to have that this vast experience in home renovations or building or anything like that. But as much part of that is the practical handyman side of it. The second part of it is actually your customer service, dedication to making sure that the job you're doing is top quality and you're not cutting any corners, and you're meeting the customer's expectations and making sure that, like I said, like you can walk away with the job at the end of the day and be proud of it as well. What to me makes Jim's franchises the best franchise that I've seen or come across. And that is the one-time monthly fee that will never get lower or higher. And compare it, like I did obviously a bit of research before I did jump on board. And there's a lot of other franchise companies that will draw money from you every month. They'll take a percentage of the revenue. So if I was to get up to a business that was making $1 million a year, they're going to take 10% of it or something like that. And to me, I've put all that effort in to really get achieve that goal, and to think that they're going to just jump on the back of what I've done. I really appreciate that Jim's just takes that one fee no matter how well you've done in the growth. Generally, so from the get-go, you'll go through your waves. You'll think your work's kind of dying down. You get a bit worried. You take on more work, and then you've got too much work to keep up with. But I found from the get-go of drawn in enough of an income, but again, it's the amount of effort and time you put back into the business, plan it, and now business is booming. Like I'm getting a really good income from it, and I've been able to reinvest a lot of money back into the business to keep it growing as well. I think the biggest thing for me, the biggest lesson I've learned is not to get inside your own head too much and to always take action. So when if you get a bit anxious or you feel like things are getting a bit overwhelming, don't dwell on too much. Take some action, get some advice from your franchisor or a business mentor or the likes, and keep going. That's the best thing to do, but do make sure as well that you are taking on advice from the people that have been there before. Do your research. That's the key thing, is just talk to other people around you. There are people within gyms that you can draw on information even if you haven't signed up with them yet. There's so many resources out there on online, on YouTube, where you can get advice on what it's like to start a business in your first 12 months and what to expect. It's not an easy run for the first 12 months, but then nothing good is ever easy from the get-go. If you want to request a free quote, ring 0800 454 654, or you can visit gymshandyman.co.nz.